What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the electric guitar tutorial for Indescribable by Hillsong Young and Free. Now, I'm super excited that this song came out because it's super fun to play on the guitar and it was really fun to learn. And so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to play it. It's fast, it's hard to play, but once you get it, it's going to become like second nature and you'll be able to play it like nothing. So in this video, I'm going to teach you that part and a few of the other small parts that are in the song to best equip you to play this live. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to be playing through my Line 6 Helix patch that I created specifically for the song. I created it for the Pod Go, the HX Stomp, the HX Effects, and the Helix. So here we go. Okay, so this song is in the key of F or D minor, depending on how you want to look at it. And I'm just going to go over the chord progression first, and then I'm going to show you how it's working together. So the first chord that we're going to work with, and what I'm going to do is I'm on the Strat, so I'm set on the middle pickup, and whatever middle position you got on your guitar, that's probably ideal. So I'm going to show you the first chord. It's D minor, and then we're going to go to G minor, which is the minor 2. And then we're going to go to the 5, which is the C major. And then we're going to go to the 1, which is the F. And then we're going to go to what it is, the 5, but it's going to be the first inversion. So a little music theory for you. So the 5 is the C major, but instead of the C note being the root, we're going to do the 3rd note in the C scale, and that is the root note. So that makes it an inversion. So to recap, it's D minor, then G minor, then C major, and then F, and then C first inversion. Make sense? So I'm using hybrid picking when I play this song, and I think the guitar player is too. So it adds just a little bit more of a punch to the higher strings, a little bit more of a pop. So I'm using my pick, and then I'm using my fingers to kind of pluck the strings. So the first chord's the D minor, right? And here's my shape. So it's my first finger on the 5th fret A string, my ring finger on the 7th fret D string, and my middle finger on the 6th fret B string. So that creates your D minor chord. And I'm muting all the other strings. So make sure you find a way to mute those open strings so that you can easily pluck those. So what I'm doing is I'm picking the first 2 notes, and then so I'm picking the first 2 notes with a pick, and then that top note I'm picking with my ring fingers, which is most comfortable for me. And you're just popping that B string. And then I use my pick to pick that note that's on the 7th fret that I showed you. Okay. So then from there, I'm using my pinky. So then what I'm doing is the 8th fret on the B string. I'm sliding that up 2 frets and back down. Then you slide up. First finger on the 6th fret B string. And you're voicing that same arpeggio there. middle finger on the D string, 7th fret. Okay, that's your first chord. Does a little slide there, down to your G minor here. Now what you're doing is you're hitting the root note of that G chord on the 3rd fret, low E string. Okay, and here's what I'm doing. I'm using my pinky to bar, not necessarily bar. I'm using my pinky to play that high E string on the 6th fret. And I'm using my plucking, not my picking. So this is kind of a weird motion. So I'm hitting the 1st. So I'm providing a little bit of a rake in between this note and this note. Just kind of hitting the strings, just to add a little bit of a percussive feel to it. So then that first note, 1st finger, low E string, 3rd fret, pinky, high E string, 6th fret, 1st finger on the 3rd fret B string. I'm plucking those 2 high notes with my fingers. And then there's a little slide part there. That's all on the E string. And I'm using my pinky for that, whatever finger's more comfortable. For me, it's my pinky. Start on the 5th fret E string, and then slide up, back down. So slide up to the 6th fret, back down to the 5th fret, and then end it on the 3rd fret E string. Oops. So that's your 2nd chord. Okay, now you're on your 3rd chord, which is your C. 3rd chord of the progression. So it's in that same position where your G is at. So then you hit your A string, 3rd fret, C note. And then this is just a standard. If you've ever seen, are they 10ths or 6s? So then your 1st finger is on the 3rd fret, C note, A string. And then your pinky is on the B string, 5th fret. So then I just hit 2 notes on that C note. And then I pluck the top strings. And that G string is open, by the way. And then you're going to hit that same lick that you did at the beginning. But instead of hitting that note, you're going to hit the open G string. And it's going to be kind of cool because you let that open G string bleed into the next chord. So I'm going to show you what that sounds like. You hear that? Kind of want that action going. Okay, so you have your D minor chord, G minor, C, and then this is going to be your F chord. So it's that kind of that same shape that you did down here. Bring that up to the 8th fret. Bring that up to the 8th fret. And it's your first finger on the A string, 8th fret. Your ring finger on the 10th fret, D string. And your pinky still on the B string on the 10th fret. Creating that. So you're hitting your F note twice. Then you're plucking the 10th fret. And you're plucking the D string as well. So now take that same motion that you did with your right hand, and then all we're doing is changing shapes. So here's our F. Then we're going down a half step with your first finger on the A string. Then your pinky is on the 10th fret D string. You're creating this chord. And your middle finger is on the B string, and your ring finger is on the B string on the 8th fret. Creating that triad there. So then really slow, it sounds like this. So then what we do is we basically just loop that part the whole song. There are a couple other parts. So I'm going to play that main part with effects so you can get an idea, and I'm going to play it up to speed. So there's a part towards the end of the song, I think it's like right around the bridge area, where there's this kind of there's this rhythmic part that the guitar player plays. It's like really clean. So I'm going to show you that part really quick. And then we're back into that main part. So that chord that we're playing is the D minor chord, just the top part. So that first chord you're going to play, that's the D minor chord. So my ring finger is on the G string, 7th fret, and my middle finger is on the 6th fret B string. And this is the rhythm that you're doing. So I'm just using my first finger just to mute those strings so they don't ring out. Then we're going to go to the, this is the G minor, but up here. And it's that exact same shape, ring finger on the 12th fret and middle finger on the 11th fret. And then we go to the 5th fret, B string and G string, and this is your C chord. And then your ring finger is on the 5th fret G string, and your pinky is on the 5th fret B string. And then after that, you're going to slide it up to the 10th fret, which is your F chord. And it's that same shape that you just played for your C chord. So it's going to sound like this. So let's say you're another guitar player on the team and you're not playing that main part. What do I play? And you're not playing the lead part, but you want to play something a little bit rhythmic. I'm just going to show you some positions on the guitar that you could play. And there are I listened through the song, and there's actually another guitar player just kind of keeping that low rhythmic feel to it. That's something different from the original part. So like I said, we're in the key of F. So I'm going to go over to my position up here. You might notice this if you're into the pentatonic scale. Okay. That starts on the 10th fret. And then if you go to your G string on the 10th fret, that's your F chord. Or that's not your chord, that's your F note. That's your root note. So here's just some clean stuff you can do if you're like the rhythmic guy or girl. So here's what you can do. You can do like some muted stuff. So you basically palm mute on the guitar. So I'm just barring that 10th fret where that F note is. So then I'm adding my ring finger on the G string 12th fret. Then let's say you want to kick it up a notch and you want to start doing some actual like strumming. So that part actually takes place on the 10th fret where we were doing the whole. So then your F chord is there on the 10th fret. And then what you want to do, you can kind of pull off and do things with your pinky and then let go of your pinky down to your first finger on the 8th fret B string. You can create some tension there and add some rhythm to it. You can even bring back that rhythmic pattern that you were playing here. And get creative with it, play around with it. So that I just added my sus there. So you just move your pinky up 1 fret on the B string to the 11th fret. And then let's say you wanted to play your 5 chord, which is your C. How to get that voicing is you take your F chord right here, just those 2 notes, and then you drop them down, and then your middle finger is on the 9th fret G string, and your first finger is on the 8th fret B string. Well, thank you for watching the Hillsong Young and Free's Indescribable tutorial video for the electric guitar. I hope this video helped you. If it did, feel free to give a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and click the bell. I'm always coming out with tutorial videos for worship music, so hit me up and we'll see you in the next video.